Season 22 is right around the corner, and with that, of course, comes leaks. The data mining community dives into those files. They do their magic. I don't know what they actually do, but somehow, one way or another, they come up with leaks for the next season. So if you want to stay and watch this video, spoiler alert, we're going to be covering the leaks from this post here. It's found on r/Destiny2 leaks. If you don't want any spoilers for Season 22 or Season 23, then make sure to click off this video now. That's your first and last warning. Let's jump into it. Everything we know about Year 6 and Final Shape discussion. This is going to get spicy. Hi everyone, less than a month is left until August 22nd, and I decided to collect all the information about Year 6 and the Final Shape. I warn you, the information will be both from official resources, words of Bungie, interviews, etc., and also leaks. Also, I will mark question mark information, which I doubt. So we're going to get a mixture of credible sources, obviously stuff that Bungie has already said in regards to the future of the game, and then we're also going to mix that in with credible leak and some skeptical leaks. So let's jump right into it. Season 22, Immaru is coming back next season. We need him to revive Savathun. I think this is obvious. This is one that the leak community has been speculating with heavily. We're going to be having a season of the Witch season, something along those lines, and it involves using Immaru to resurrect Savathun, which will almost certainly create a very spicy narrative. Definitely looking forward to that. Season 22 will not feature a vendor upgrade paradigm. For so long now, the seasonal model has been plaguing Destiny 2, and so it looks like Bungie is going to finally be moving away from that and moving into something new. Now, with any change in game development or anything in life, really, there comes the risk of it not being good. So hopefully Bungie's new seasonal model, whatever it is that they're trying to do, hopefully it's actually really good and a significant improvement from the previous seasonal model, which felt very copy and paste from season to season. Now, moving on to the next part, we have Season 22 will be a different type of activity like deep dives per Joe. This variety will also extend into the types of content players experience in the moment-to-moment gameplay of our last seasons. In both Season of the Deep and Season 22, the team is pushing the envelope to create more fresh activity experiences, like when we first unveiled the Shattered Realm in Season of Lost or debuted Battlegrounds in Season of the Chosen. So we're going to get a new seasonal activity. It's going to be a fresh new experience. We'll see just how good that is when we get our hands on it. Season 22 will feature an exotic mission rotator that will include Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph's Shield. We already know for certain that we're getting just those three. Now, in the future, we might end up getting the Whisper mission and the Outbreak Perfected mission as well. Both absolutely S-tier missions. I can't wait for those to eventually return. Bungie has hinted that they will be coming in the future. We just don't know the exact timeline. Will it be next season or the season after? Who knows, but it will be happening eventually, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. As far as the returning raid goes, it's most likely Crota's End with updated mechanics. Here's an image with possible new mechanic from Xeno. I warn you, it is not confirmed. Now, we have had so much speculation from the leak community as to what the reprise raid will be. First, everyone was thinking it was Wrath of the Machine, and then everyone started speculating that it was Scourge of the Past, and we here reported that because the leaks seemed to lead us to believe that it would be Scourge of the Past. But now we have conflicting leaks that people are saying it's not going to be Scourge of the Past, so basically everyone's just assuming that it's going to be Crota's End. However, I would take this part with a big grain of salt. I think that Bungie is purposely trying to misdirect the community in some way to make sure that we don't actually solve this puzzle, and they're doing a really good job of keeping us all guessing because I still don't think that anyone knows for certain what their prize raid will be, so take that with a grain of salt. However, we still will look at this image and see what we got here. We got Crota's End with new mechanics. Oversoul Edict Pulse Rifle is for returning. New mechanic is hard to describe on viewing. Riven's Heart style mechanic with passing around light while managing buff. The director in the trailer calls it Hot Potato. Light passing buff is on all encounters. Crota encounter has been changed with something different with the sword. No confirmation on if Necrochasm is returning. To be honest, that entire thing could be complete misdirection and a big nothing burger. There's a lot of people who like to troll in the leak community. However, even still, we want to give you that information so that way you can speculate for yourselves. Next up, we have a new PvP map, which is the theme of the Vex network. We already know that is confirmed by Bungie. We have new Crucible mode, Checkmate, a new take on PvP with some modifications where Bungie changed some time to kill values. We already know this is confirmed to be true, and also modified ability cooldowns by a significant bit. They've already covered that in its entirety. Bungie has. Season 22 is the first season where Bungie will use a different seasonal model. We don't know what it means. Edit here for statement from Joe. Next up, we have update, state of the game, August 2023. They talk about the new game mode Relic, matchmaking improvements, new trials, armor, scoring for strikes, replay of the cutscenes, cosmetic favoriting. We all know this to be true. Stasis aspects and fragments move to vendor system. Transmits will now be unlocked. Resources tab to collections. Wish Under Pursuit improvements. We already got that. And new strand aspects, all 100% confirmed. This is all just stuff from the state of the game from Bungie. Let me know your thoughts about those Season 22 links down in the comments. Now it's time to jump into Season 23. We have Season 23 will be focused on upgrading core activities per Joe, and we're going to take a more direct approach in our last season of the year, dedicating a significant amount of development time toward a more core ritual-focused season. While this season will have plenty of new activity and new story content, we want to take this time right before the final shape to crisp up our core rituals and pursuits as we head into our final expansion of the Light and Darkness saga. So season 23 is looking like season of the quality of life changes. Next point reads, I don't know where to include this leak, but this is from Pre-Plunder, so take this with a grain of salt. Per Liz, there will be a Vanguard Ops playlist and a Heroic Strike playlist. The Heroic playlist would only feature strikes, no battlegrounds. It was a 50-50 between specific loot or weekly rotating loot like Nightfalls, either a -10 or -15 power deficit, unsure which. Bungie is extremely hesitant to touch strike-specific loot. Interesting. Next up we have update on Exodus Crash and the Inverted Spire, similar to Lake of Shadows and Arms Dealer. Nice, hopefully Exodus Crash, that boss, finally gets some of his immunity phases removed. I doubt they'll do that. Maybe they'll add a couple extra, honestly, knowing Bungie. And then of course we have forgot to mention the return of the Citadel PvP map, which we already have confirmed by Bungie. And from the state of the game, August 2023, we'll get the new Iron Banner mode, new weapon for the competitive division, a Hake aggressive frame strand pulse rifle, and new Battlegrounds edition. And then the LFG is going to be added in game. So that's a wrap on everything we know currently for season 23. Now we're going to move on to the final shape. General information, $50 DLC. Destination is more open world than usual. Nice, I like that. Returning landmarks will be featured in the destination. All right. There's tormentors that sort of resemble Rulk. We lose to the Witness, sort of like Red War, but only us. Interesting. One of the returning landmarks seems to be part of the Dreadnought. Oof. Wow. Okay, this is about to get crazy, right? New destination might be called the Schism. Cade isn't coming back as an actual character, more like a guide, a send-off of sorts. That makes a lot more sense, and that kind of works better with the story. I feel like Cade coming back in his entirety would be honestly just bad storytelling, but him coming back as like send-off sounds pretty good. The Beloved Exa will act as our guide throughout the valley. Got it. No mention of Xivu or Wrath. Excuse me? What? That's actually crazy. Rulk/Nezrak leads the Taken in the dimension that the Traveler sends him to? Okay. Is about to get crazy. Returning places similar to Revelation style map from Black Ops 3 Zombies. Got it. The final shape is the collapsing of all times and spaces into each other. Really? So the final shape, if I'm understanding this right, is basically the Big Bang. That's actually crazy to think about. I love that so much. We get 2 new factions, a new red subclass. This is from the video, which could be fake, but it was very well done. Now I'm sure everyone's already seen this a million times over. We already covered this news story quite a while ago, but basically this is just this little video that Bungie shows where you can see in the corner for just a moment a red subclass in the bottom left there. So a lot of people speculated that's the new Darkness subclass, which would honestly make perfect sense because that's exactly how we got one of the previous Darkness subclasses leaked to us. So I definitely think this is credible, but you never know. Let me know your thoughts if you agree or disagree. Moving on to the next part, we have update, state of the game, August 2023, new Strike, Crucible, Gambit armor sets. We got that confirmed. Obviously, we're going through the state of the game stuff now. New Pathfinder system, some entirely new weapon subfamilies for the final shape. Got it. Bungie said that Light and Darkness Saga will be included with the final shape campaign and raid. Love that. Raid information. Oh, 3 bosses, unknown number of encounters, maybe 3. The Witness is in the raid. 3 encounters with different forms. Very interesting. Witness has a phase similar to No Face from the Bathhouse in Spirited Away, very mystical. And then we do not kill the Witness in this raid as it's tied intrinsically to the darkness. We have to rip it out of the darkness to kill it, which takes place in a 12-man epilogue style mission that we might be loaded into after the raid. 12-man style mission I will take with grain of salt because, as we know, game very bad working with this, so they changed this to 6-man mission. Very interesting. Bungie trying to tap into what we loved so long ago, which were 12-man activities. If you don't know, we could actually load 12 people into strikes and 12 people in raids previously, and it was a ton of fun. So perhaps Bungie is trying to tap into that fun that we previously had, and I absolutely love that. We have even more information on the epilogue mission here, which is a 12-man mission similar to Preservation, being the epilogue to Valve the Disciple. Argued that Bungie can't even handle 6-man activities. We kill the Witness for good in this mission by ripping it out of the darkness. Nice. Next up, we have each week we will recover memories of frozen guardians from the valley. They aren't dead, similar to how we got our light subclass from D2 year 1. Okay, that sounds pretty dark and pretty interesting. Life cannot move forward or backward. Everything is frozen, not in stasis way, but like frozen in time and space. Whoa. The tower is at the center of it. They need to unfreeze it. Okay, and old set pieces appear here. Very nice. Wow, the final shape leaks just sound absolutely insane. I cannot wait. I hope that some of that stuff is true because it's just crazy, and I feel like that would be a really, really exciting way to end the first decade of the Destiny franchise. Next up, we have general leaks and information from interviews, Bungie is testing new narrative seasonal model where 2 seasons are Fallout of expansion and 2 are set up for the next per Robert Brooks. Defiance and Deep are kind of like the Fallout from LIGHTFALL, and then 22 and 23 onwards, it's a ramp up and lead into the dive to the final shape. It's a very different shape than what we're used to, so some of the narrative arcs might be done in a different way, and that's very intentional. Interesting. Veil Containment mission will feature some setup for next saga. Brooks points to Veil Containment as a key foreshadowing reservoir, which continues the examination of the cosmic thingamajig called the Veil, and quietly hints at a lot of stuff to come for seasons in expansions. Next we have Vex will have a role after End of Light and Dark Saga per Nico Stevens. I think once Final Shape concludes, the Vex might be in a position to do some more stuff. Nice. We've already definitely looking forward to that and seeing what happens with the Vex in the future. Next point reads, Bungie will experiment with story delivery and expansions per Robert Brooks. My intention is to bring the way the seasonal storytelling is handled and the way we handle characters, interactions, and reveals, and the amount of payoff we have in every seasonal story to carry that forward into the final shape. Bringing what's been really successful in the seasonal model into expansions has been really important to me, making sure that we learn from both our mistakes and our successes. Nice. Next reads, Travis, interviewer from IGN, was on Bungie's roundtable where he asked some questions to Bungie devs. This interview was not published because nobody reads about Destiny on IGN, but one of the questions was about neglect of core activities. Answer was not given, but Bungie devs said that on the F's showcase, they will discuss role and how they will develop core activities in the seasons and the Last Word podcast. Nice. Edit also forgot to include info about roguelite activities per Liz. About the roguelite stuff, you can kind of pick your buffs before you enter the activity. In the activity, I'm not sure, kind of like Back 4 Blood, and Bungie kept experimenting on this. Very nice. Edit. There is an Arknights crossover. Got it, we saw that leak before. Next one we have, forgot to mention famous light level reworks. Here's source from leaked Bungie presentation you can read. And the next point reads, Bungie plans to do a sort of better recap of previous events in the game for new lights. Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to that. The new light experience is pretty terrible, so that will be a much deserved revamp. Forgot to mention upgrade of buffs UI that was leaked from Bungie presentation. Got it. And then we have the sources for all that information, and that is everything. Let me know your thoughts about all the leaks and the future of Destiny 2. Are you excited? Are you burnt out? I know that a lot of people out there have been commenting, letting me know that they're not really playing Destiny right now, but they are subscribed to the channel to stay up to date on all the news and to see if they're actually going to jump in and pre-order the final shape. So that's the last question I have for you, is will you be pre-ordering the final shape after all the news that you have seen? I want to know your comments and I want to hear your thoughts down below. Of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Right now, we are trying to get more subscribers on this channel than Bungie. We want to have more subscribers than the official Bungie YouTube account. Currently, we are at 287,000 subscribers and Bungie is at 672,000 subscribers. We're 385,000 to go. Almost halfway there. Help us hit our goal. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grannies. Make sure everyone is subscribed to the channel. For that spicy Destiny 2 news, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and click on the screen here to watch another one from this channel. I'll see you in the next one. Later.